really got our beginning back in the 1930s. We were known as Brown Williams. It was before World War II. And back then, we really just did business with high-end decorators. And we did a little bit of business with Bullock's, which was a Bullock's department store, which was a high-end department store on the West Coast. After World War II, he got together with Hubert Jordan, who was more of a sales and marketing guy. The first set that we introduced was called Morning Glory, and our first placement was Bullock's department store out here on the West Coast. And we had a promotion with them. They ordered 12 sets, which was a big deal. We had a very little facility. And Mr. Brown took the first set over, strapped it to his car, drove it over, got it placed as the floor sample, worked a couple Saturdays himself to help promote it. And within the first month, we sold 150 sets, which back then was unheard of. If you trace through our history, we're the first ones to bend aluminum certain ways. We've won awards for that over the course of our time. And Mr. Brown really started that with being adventurous as to what he did with trying to come out with different designs and setting that standard.
He was a designer, and he built prototypes, and that was what he did. I think in the end, I think he would have been happier working out in the plant than sitting behind a desk and running a large company.
He spent, he'd sit out in the back alley and have his lunch with all the guys. He always was concerned about his employees. Most of them were his best friends.
He made it a point of walking through the factory and saying, "Hi Ed, hi Frank, how's the family?" And they felt comfortable talking to him.
We don't make outdoor furniture. We create outdoor art. Because if you watch the way they make the furniture and how all the hand workmanship that goes into it, it truly is outdoor art.
Well, quality was always number one, without question. I can remember things like the welds had to be like a jewel-like smoothness. When you looked at a weld, you didn't know it was welded. It was just free-flowing from one piece to another.
In 1969, Mr. Brown sold Brown Jordan to Scott Paper, and he stayed on for a year as a consultant and really was very careful about who it was that bought us. Wanted to make sure that the vision continued and make sure that everybody that worked for him was going to be okay, and that he made sure that he took care of everybody that worked for him.
I think he was most proud of the quality of the furniture. That was the whole thing. I mean, that's what it was all about, was quality furniture that would last. And I mean, we have pieces of Brown Williams from the 30s, and we have Brown Jordan from the 50s and 60s.
Well, he'd still be very proud of Tamiami, which is, still going strong after all these years.
I think he would be most proud of the fact that we're all sitting here today doing what we're doing, that he is being honored, and that the Brown Jordan name still holds the quality that it does, and that the company is still in business today, and that some of the older original designs are still being manufactured. I think he'd be really proud of that.
It's our responsibility to tell his story, and we tell his story through our national advertising. We tell his story through our catalogs. We tell his story, in the end, most importantly, through the beautiful furniture that we put in people's homes.